Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Graybeards. My name's Wayne, and to my stage left over
I'm
here is
down here,
Fred
Wayne.
Bug.
I'm down
Good morning,
here.
sir.
What's going on, Waynsky?
Hey, I'm glad you're back. Everybody was worried. I told everybody I got crickets from your last show. The show
You
must go
did.
on. Everybody's like, I hope he's okay.
You see this little device here? Can you see
But
that?
yeah,
This is
well,
the
you can,
this is the old phone.
yeah.
I dropped this sucker, and they probably don't even know how we do what we do, but I depend on this thing heavily. I
Oh, yeah.
dropped it, and this is what happened. And couldn't access anyone. And I was like, "Oh no, Mr. Bill."
Yeah, he's like, even if, even
How
if,
do I?
well, I could have emailed you. You could have, well, you
I
realize
could have got
later,
on
you're
my.
like, yeah,
Yeah, I thought about it later. I was like, well, I could have messenger him. I could have messaged you on my darn
yeah,
computer,
yeah.
but I was discombobulated. I'm getting old. You know what I'm saying? If my one trick pony don't work, I go into panic mode. So I went into panic mode, and there was another little crisis I didn't tell you about. My daughter's toilet. I don't know what the heck she did to it. But it's better now. That had a few things going, but that was the main event. My phone was doing what it's doing now. This this right here.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you probably could have taken that and had the screen repaired. They'll
um
replace it, I think, won't they?
yeah, but I think yeah, they will. Now this ain't the first time that it's happened to one of my phones. And the guy was like, he looked at the screen, he was like, changing the screen is only going to cost you money. That's not going to resolve what your issue is. So, I
Yeah.
mean, that's what he said. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it. But somehow it worked itself out. Um, and even this current phone, uh, if I jiggle it, mess with it enough, like it will, I can get
It's
it
got
to,
a,
I can, it's got other stuff going on,
not,
but
yeah, but it's
I can,
working,
it is,
right?
it was functional. Got to operate, but nevertheless, I got a new one. Yeah,
Yeah.
which you probably can't tell. I got a brand new $1,300 phone. Not that I'm rich.
That is,
Yeah,
I
look at
can't
that.
believe.
Look at that. Look at Gray Beard. Can you guys see that?
I see it. It's hard to make out, but I see it. I don't know if I
Yeah,
don't know
you know
how
what
it,
it is because you know
yeah,
your logo.
yeah. The logo,
Yeah.
Graybeards at
But
Graybeards.
I
Yeah.
apologize, Graybeard fans. I had a technical difficulty. I didn't see Wayne until what? Was it Monday? Tuesday. Because Monday, I think I went to get my phone to get another one.
Yeah.
And like I was telling Wayne before we started the show, once I change phone, you guys probably don't have this problem. When I changed my phone, my whole universe, no pun intended, looking at my background, my whole universe changed.
hmm
It's connected to so much stuff that I got to go in, I got to update, I got to authenticate. Is it you? Is it your mom?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
crazy how relied on we are these little pocket devices.
Yeah.
Banking, emails, you know, communicating. It just blows my mind the technology that's in this tiny little. Now mine's tiny. Yours is
Mine
hello.
is,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah.
I
Mine's
don't know if
mine
I
is
can.
bigger.
I don't know if they're gonna make another one. And I remember, when they first come out with these, that I
Hmm.
don't want a huge. I mean, this fits in my pocket, front pocket, back pocket, side
Yeah.
cargo pocket, fits in all of them.
Hmm.
No, yours don't though. Your pockets don't.
It
Yours
will.
don't.
Well,
Don't your
you're right.
pockets? Your pockets don't work. Yours are all sewn up, aren't they? 'Cause back
Well,
in the
I
day,
don't use them.
you took it serious when they told you not to walk around with your hands in your pocket. You was like, "Wow, remove
I
that
had to slow
temptation."
them bad boys down.
Yeah, I'm gonna remove that temptation.
Yeah, I'm just, you see me rubbing on my legs is because I don't have my pocket is so down. I'm trying to put something in my pocket. I can't.
You don't. I
So
mean, if you those of you that don't personally know him, he walks around with these little tight pants on all the time, and he struts around.
it's tight pants.
I mean, if
That
you,
sounds like that sounds like the janitor at my high school.
he,
I'm that guy now. I'm the janitor at
now
Lyles High School.
we tease we tease you a lot at work. That he's always it's like he walks out the door. I've said this before in the show that I mean it's amazing how you give this appearance, but internally I'm sure there's a billion other things going on. But you're like that's work out behind. Once that door closes and you walk out the building, it's like which ain't always true, but this is what we visually see. I know
You
internally you're
know,
like,
I mean, there's more truth to it than not because it's like reading a book, right?
oh sure,
You
yeah.
finish that page, you turn it, you go
Mm-hmm.
to the next page. That's how my life is. There's a lot of strings attached to me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't focus on that. It's like page two. You know what I'm
Well, and
saying?
that
I got to go to the next page.
I mean, and that's the great thing about you, Ernie, is that most people don't realize that you are such a giving person, right? He has all these strings that he talks about that is attached to him is be is he allows it because he takes care of so many people. It's unbelievable. Um,
Mm.
the stuff that you take care of for people. I mean, and I'm not going to call them out, but I know who some of it is. I don't know all of your, family
Right, right.
and
But
history,
it's all
but
good. I appreciate this is I look at it like this, Wayne. That sunshine thing you're talking about, this is a real thing. It is it's real. And I feel like I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? So I feel a sense of obligation to give back to the universe.
yeah,
And hey, even too
absolutely.
much. But my wife is kind of talking me off the ledge. She's like, this is Bernadette. She's like, you can't be the sun, the moon, the stars, and the wind for the whole world. You can't do it. She's right.
Well,
I can't do it.
the thing is that you're absolutely right, and she's right too. However,
Mhm.
it's hard. It's in your nature. You have that um, caring soul, if you will, that you want to take care of. If I can take care of it, I'm going to do it, right? This
Yeah.
you just have that in you to I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take care of it. I can take care of it. I'm going to take care of it. There's
Yeah.
senseless suffering, even though there's sometimes a lot of that suffering is self-inflicted. We all know that. We've all been there.
Hmm.
It's like, all right, I can let me relieve you of your burden, whatever it is, whether it is monetarily, physically, spiritually. You're going to as you yeah, that's your outlet though.
Killing people.
You're a psychopath. I've said that a million times, and when I say this because it's
Become
like
proficient at it.
you've gotten really good at that game. I will tell you. If you guys
A
don't
lot
know
of
what he's
lot,
talking
lot of
about,
stress to relieve.
what he's talking about, he's holding up his PlayStation controller, and him and I get on once in a while, and play the
Yeah.
game, as you will.
Play the game. Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, but enough about that. I'm back. Good to be back. Good to be
I,
back
I
on
don't even
here. Right.
remember what I talked about last show. Was
Hey,
kind of off the cuff, but
you know what we're gonna talk about, Wayne? We're gonna
mm-mm.
talk about what's going on. It's September now.
Yeah,
Things are
foot.
changing.
Oh
The
yeah,
temperatures are changing.
football.
Things that we get into have changed. Our
Mm.
attention has focused from the Beach Boys
Mm.
to the NFL and
Yeah.
college football and Kilo Bravo. His incessive amount of text messages and
Oh
updated.
my God, he is just it's like we have unleashed a monster,
And
that
a
guy.
creature. Yeah.
He and I
I
get
don't
it,
have to
that's
watch
his
football.
thing, man. He loves well, he's more into basketball than he is football.
I can't tell. I
But
cannot tell
I
which
think
one he loves more.
yeah. And, you know, and which is fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. I'm. The problem is they. I think it's a struggle for. Well, you know, our good friend Bob too. He's big time. He's like. He
Ohio.
loves football. He is big time
Yeah.
football.
He loved the Browns. He loves
I
the
don't know
Buckeyes.
that baffles me. The Browns thing. It really does. I don't know. I get it. He's from
What
that
you
area, so he grew up there. He
yeah.
was about. And you know, his boys, I think, are all Browns fans as well.
He raised them that
Rightfully
way.
so. Rightfully so.
Hmm. Hmm.
I
So, down here, folks with Bob, I just say Bob. I don't know about the rest of the crew, but Bob is this guy. Every weekend is a what we're cooking for the
oh
game.
yeah,
Who's coming over for the game, the big game? You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And he enjoys it, and I enjoy hearing about every Monday. I was like, what happened? What you cooked? Who came over? Yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? He relays, yeah, my son was gonna come over, but something came up. My son did come up, and my wife made this, my wife made that. I mean, it sounds like a good time to me.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's
Uh, Bob's a good guy, man. You know, we could talk about Bob because he won't watch the show. You know,
yeah,
that new
good or
fangled
bad.
dangled device.
Yeah.
I ain't watching that. You know,
I'm not gonna watch guys that look like me. That's stupid.
I listen to him all the 5 days a week at work.
I got gray beards 5 days a week,
I'll
eight
tell you
hours a
what,
day.
that cat's beard, man. You talk, he went. I remember when he wasn't gray. You do too, I'm sure.
Shoot, he was shoot before. Hey, I saw Bob. His hair on his head was brown,
Hmm.
and then I didn't see him no more until it was gray.
Yeah.
So our circles didn't cross until I started working over at Arcent, and I
Hmm.
saw that cat.
Yeah.
What? This Bob Armstrong.
Yeah. It's almost like, I mean, it was like he went all gray. His hair is gray,
Like
his
me,
beard's gray.
for the most part, everything is turning gray. This is gray. Eyebrows is gray. If I let
Are
my
your
hair go,
eyebrows gray? They do
look at them.
they do look kind of gray.
They're kind of they're not the normal hue. You know what I'm
Someone
saying?
did someone manicure them things?
Heck no. I just I just did like this. That was it. That's the end of the manicure. Now I have
Yeah.
had them trimmed up before.
Yeah. I was gonna
I'm
ask
getting
you,
to the age.
have you saw
I'm
that
getting to the
picture?
age where I'm letting hair grow on my ear and stuff like that. I used to see
Uh,
guys like that. I'm like, dude, once you cut that hair off your ear, it look gross. But now it's like, I don't have time for that. I'm cutting that hair off me. Turn into an
yeah.
old dude, man.
That's like
And I gotta realize that, man. With Jada, I got a 17-year-old kid, right? Dang. She's probably like, who is this guy?
well, you think about,
I mean, I gotta see what she's seeing, man. I've been missing. You used to seeing your parents like young, at least within a certain bracket, slightly older than you. But this with
well,
me, she's like,
we can joke now because you know we've always in the past joking about having children late in life, right? And
yeah,
then you're gonna take when she graduates, they're gonna be, oh, your grandpa's here.
they're not gonna think that because this stuff will be black. Hopefully,
Yeah,
I'll be fit too. Hopefully, I'll be in shape. I'll be a lot slimmer and stuff by that time. I'm just try to get in shape for her graduation, so they'll be like, "Oh, it's your
yeah,
dad." But if I go to
well,
her graduation like this, they're definitely gonna say that.
yeah.
And I gotta realize when I'm talking to her that this is what she sees, man. It's like no matter how cool I think I am, but this is what she's seeing. This old dude, this old fuzzy, crusty mountaineer type cat. Like, dang, Jada, I apologize to you on public.
Mm. And,
In this
yeah,
public forum, I didn't realize you were seeing Moses.
yeah, that's it. That's the thing. It's like most
Dang,
people
you're talking
don't.
to God.
It's rare. Like my hair is a mess. I got bedhead something fierce this morning, but
Yeah.
even Eric, he's like he saw me yesterday. After we were hunting yesterday, and I had my hat off in the truck because it was so hot. And he goes, "What are you doing with your hair? You got it all shaved on the side and all tall. You look like Beavis or Butthead, one or the other." And I was like, "That's like,
Well, a man with no hair is gonna comment, regardless of the
yeah."
situation, on a man with hair.
Well,
Yeah.
he. I mean, so everybody knows I wore a flat top since 1986 until probably what 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I started letting my hair
Hmm.
grow out, something like that,
Yeah.
because it's getting thinner in the my flat top. I mean, you could set my phone on my flat top. My hair just naturally is very straight, and just
Hmm.
everybody goes, "What are you putting in your hair to get it stand up like that?" I said, "It just naturally does it." I
Yeah,
mean, look,
that's
I
true.
mean, you can see my hair, even long, it wants to stand straight up. I have to put product in my hair. That's right. I use the word product, some glue to glue it down because I mean,
Poor
my hair
baby.
just bristle. I have bristly brush hair,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
and it
It is what it is.
has to be like 6 inches long for it to lay down. And even then it'll
Hmm.
still,
Still try.
mm, you know,
Halfway up, it'll lay down on
and
the
just, yeah,
top.
it just bends over,
Uh-huh. Hey,
Anyways,
that's a blessing.
enough about hair. What's going on in the world, man? I tell you what, other than football,
Yeah.
really, and hunt for me, it's football, hunting. I like football, but I obviously I'm not I I don't follow them religiously, and we're playing fantasy football, you know, and you're going to end up probably beating me this week. I
I don't
lost to
know. I mean, you guys laughed me to scorn because I picked Dak Prescott as my first pick.
He did
So
pretty
I don't know
good,
how this going.
surprisingly.
Yeah, he did all right, but I
But I
don't know
mean,
how the rest of them.
I think you guys did really, not, and obviously I'm a staunch Cowboys hater. It's just
Mm-hmm.
the nature of our relationship because I'm a Steelers fan and the Cowboys,
Right.
but
Instinctively hate them.
yeah, it's one of those things, yeah. But you guys were
Cats and
playing
dogs.
your conference, I guess your conference rival, the Philadelphia
Yeah.
Eagles.
It's always going to be a challenge. Well, in most cases, it's a challenge when you're playing your rival. They know you better than any other team because you play twice a year and you compete
Yeah,
against them every year. So
yeah.
yeah,
Well, and same with isn't it the Commanders in yours? And
yeah,
who's
Commanders, yeah, the
and who else? Is it
Redskins, the
who else?
Giants,
Giants, yeah.
yeah.
So those three teams are same with me, for this. Whoops, move my screen around. Um, Big time. We have to play Cleveland and Baltimore and Cincinnati,
Hmm.
but typically two of those three teams usually suck, and but it makes it even more painful when we go to play them and they beat us because, like you said, they know it's the best. They know how to beat us and where our Achilles heel is,
Yeah.
if you will.
Oh yeah, because they're in direct competition with you.
Mhm.
Trying to compete with winning the division, which is essential for a playoff run. So,
Yeah.
so they was like, we got to beat the Steelers. We got to know them every detail, every aspect, or whatever. So, so
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
So football's
absolutely.
back. Hopefully, in
Football
a
is back. We'll
couple of
talk.
weeks, hopefully the leaves will
Little
start
football.
changing.
Today they play the first game of the season is today. There's been a couple like Thursday night had a game and Friday night. Um,
Hmm.
in the office picks, so far I'm 2-0 right now. So for
I'm
games.
0-2. I picked my team to win, of course. That could
Hmm.
be 16 losses or 17, however many games we play. And then I picked the Chiefs to win. They lost, so they may be on decline. And
Well,
the Chargers may be on.
yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, I knew Dallas was going to be a tough game with Philadelphia. I just, you know, now if
Right.
those that don't know, Philadelphia is kind of my NFC team because I grew up in Pennsylvania. I've been away from there longer than I ever lived there, but it's in my roots, if you will.
To root
So my root,
for your home state team. But
yeah,
that's
my
good. I
home.
never knew that. I never knew Philly was your NFC team. That's good. That
Mhm.
makes sense. It definitely makes sense. That's good.
Well,
Yeah.
fortunately for me, I came from a state that had two NFL teams.
Mhm.
Uh,
And shoot, growing up, they both was probably pretty good because the Eagles in the early 80s, they went to the Super Bowl. They lost, but they went.
yeah,
It was in competition.
I mean, I would love it. I would love to, if the stars were to align to have the Eagles and the Steelers in the Super Bowl, which is doable, would be
It's possible,
awesome.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I
Battle of the
mean,
State.
obviously, I would be a Steeler rooting for the Steelers, but you
I
know,
think we should take a moment of silence for the Gator fan.
oh
The Gator
yeah,
fan is so hyped on the Gators. I mean, all spring and summer long, and it's chomping, and suddenly got something caught in this
I can't even get my
caught, caught in
yeah,
this
I
crawl.
can't get yeah. It was more like
This South Florida team, this South Florida team, they've
Are
come out
they?
of nowhere.
They won, didn't they beat who they played the week before too?
They beat the Gators, and I think they won their first game as well. But
Hmm.
every once in a while, they'll rise up. The last 5 or 6 years, they've been relevant. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Well,
they've
I
been
mean, they
giant
may get
killers.
what is it? I like to tease all these. What do they call those games that they play? I call them high school teams. That they're almost like a sure win. They all do it. I don't care who. They all
Right.
play.
Yeah.
You guys had some. Who did get? You're a Georgia fan.
Yeah.
Uh,
Some team that I never heard of. I think we got three of such games, so we'll be
mm,
3-0. We'll beat those, but I think it hurts you. I mean, give you a false sense of security. Now, when you play some really competitive team, you probably get your tails kicked because you're not used to it. It's not a good thing. If
yeah.
I was a coach, well, I don't think it's on the coach. Whoever make the schedule, I'm like, don't give me one powder puff game and then let us get it going on.
Yeah,
And
and
we
they
don't need to
keep.
play our powder puff games off the beginning. We need to play them suckers in the
Well,
middle of the season.
that's a problem I have with college. One of the problems I have with so-called college football. These other teams that get to play these, they're all in the same Division 1 teams, but I'm like they're not that good. They're really I just think that when you take your standard teams that do well all the time, that are constantly, use top 25 teams, it's usually pretty consistent. The same. You could probably even go to top 30 or top 50 teams. They should be in their own division.
True. And they are. I
But
mean, they got Division 1 or 2, 3, 4, whatever. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They kind
you
of do it like that, but they'll throw you some they'll throw you a minnow every once in a while
yeah.
to devour, you know. But supposedly it helps that little minnow out. I mean, they get funds, they get the proceeds from that game or whatever,
Oh,
something like
sure,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem I have. They always talk about colleges, football, the pure of the from the NFL, and I'm like, no, it's all about money for them as well, right? I mean, there's people that, I'm not trying to offend anybody that's a fan of college football. I'm a fan as well, but I'm not a fan of how they're doing some things. So they always throw it in my face. These are kids playing, and no, they're young adults, if you will. These when I was that age, I was carrying a gun guarding nukes for crying out loud.
Yeah.
You
That
know, there's
reminds me, I'm gonna change my background to image that reflect what we used to do when we was young. But
yeah, yeah,
speaking of, you can't talk about college without talking about drugs.
yeah.
That might be bad. I probably get billed for this. But nevertheless, what you think about the president bombing this boat coming out of doggone Venezuela or where it came from? Did you hear about that?
I did.
Yeah. What
I've
you
seen
think?
the footage. I'm glad you brought it up because I was like, what's in the, we usually talk about what's going on a little bit. We got about another little over 10 minutes left in this video session. Is, yeah, kick their butts, right?
It's a clear and present danger.
Yeah, I remember the movie.
Yeah. It
Now,
reminds me
obvious,
of that.
yeah, it definitely reminds me of that. And they broadcasted on, to me, that they allowed the footage. I would prefer that they not publicize their actions, right?
Hmm.
As an American, I would love that there would be other ways to do that, you know, than to,
There
to
is.
show to the world that this boat of, because when you look at, there's always going to be skeptics, right? All they see is this boat cruising across the water, right? And then all of a sudden it's poof, gone.
How we know drugs was on that boat?
Exactly. And that's the problem that I have. But in today's, everything is, it's up to such scrutiny for everything, right? There's people, even though if it, it leaves too much room for questions, right? As to, was this really what they're saying it was, right? Because we don't trust. The government has lost a lot of the trust that the American people have put into them. Unless they're giving them money, then they trust the government and they want the government,
We
right?
trust you to give us that money. That's the only
Yeah,
thing we trust you for. But yeah, I mean that's a very good point, Wayne.
yeah.
You know, because you're innocent until proven guilty, you know? So we blow up this boat and all its contents. Unless we see sharks out there swimming sideways, we don't know what was on the boat. You know what I'm
But
saying? All of a sudden.
yeah, we will never know whether it was an actual um, drug carrying vessel. We will never know. We can
Well,
only,
then,
we want to, put trust in the government to do the right thing. But the political divide in this country, if that was Biden in office and he did something like that, the left would be like, "Oh, that's awesome," blah blah blah, and the right would be going, "Nah, that was just not blowing up people," It
that's a good point. Another good point, man. To people are they caught up with backing their horse and they can't even tell what's right or what's wrong. Why can't you just say this deed was good, no matter who did it? You
yeah,
know, if a Democrat did something good, and I'm not saying that because I'm not a Democrat,
yeah.
but I'm just saying, yeah, I will acknowledge anything Democrats do that's good. Hey, that was good idea, man. Great, you did good. You know.
Well,
So, or a Republican, he
yeah.
did something good. I would say he did something that was good. Why we
They're
got to
not
be
gonna. They
like that?
don't. They will die on their. What is that saying? They'll live by the sword, die by the sword, kind of thing.
Mhm. Sure, you can find that in the Christian circles. I do a lot of Bible stuff, and guys were back. I'm a Lutheran, and no offense to you Lutheran guys out there. I got this. This is the doctrine of the Lutherans. I'm like, but it says this right here. I'm sticking with that doctrine. No, just acknowledge truth, no matter who or what brings it. It doesn't
Yeah,
mean you. Charles Manson probably said something that was good. People are like, we need to put a stoplight right here. We can't do it because Charles Manson said, hey, look, a stoplight needs to be a good
yeah,
job. So we still put you in the electric chair, but you did a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Acknowledge truth, regardless of where it's coming from.
yeah.
You know,
Well, I was going to say something else. There was something else. It was right there, and then you distracted me with.
I took it away. News
Hmm.
thing, newsworthy maybe.
Yeah, it was something on the news.
You got Trump going into Chicago, and that's next. Yeah,
I don't. Back to the political divide, right?
yeah,
Epstein, the Epstein files. They want to release it. Well, the Democrats are like, they're all fine with the releasing stuff if they think Trump had or a Republican or whatever had, but they were totally ignorant or ignored the fact that there was this files out there that may have prominent Democrats on that list. They don't even care about that. They just want to know if there was Republicans on there,
that's all they
or
want to know.
that's all they want to know now. And it's like, um, all that stuff was all brought out in Epstein's trial, right? That
Hmm.
convicted him. That's all out there to be this, but this list, the so-called list
Right.
that now is not being released, you know.
Yeah. It does seem like the right carry this banner of righteousness, right? So that's probably why they targeted. We're
Good
with
point.
God, we're with conservatism, we're not with all this loose living, we're disciplined people. I mean, that's what they
Mm,
tout. Yeah, the left, yeah, we do all kind of stuff. We back this, we back that. There's no our life is not as stringent as you guys. You guys
but
all rigid.
well, the thing is, there's so many things out there. Bill Clinton, one of his State of the Union addresses, he talked about illegal immigration and stopping them. And the left was all for what he was saying because it was him saying it, right? Obama, same thing, right? On the left. And then it got weird, man. I don't know what happened with this illegal immigration, right?
The right is associated, and then I keep saying this, with racism.
Yeah,
Okay, it's a banner that the right they haven't been. It's a silver bullet they use on the right wing individuals. Your racist or your Uncle Tom. I don't know how that came to be, but it's a silver bullet. It
yeah,
slows if you spend too much time fighting that thing, right? Trying to prove that you're not. I'm just being fair. I'm not. I'm saying that, no, you're racist. Your only motivation for blowing up that boat or getting rid of illegal aliens or reeling in welfare is because you're racist.
yeah.
That's your only motivation. You're not
Your
doing
only
it to be
reason, yeah.
fiscally
Not
responsible.
not to preserve the integrity of the country, you're right?
Nah, not at all. No.
It has nothing to do with it,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah. And any black person you hire is Uncle Tom. You put him in that spot because
Mm,
he's Uncle Tom. Look at him. So somehow that stigma is on the right. I don't know where it developed, how it got there, but
yeah.
somebody out there that's watching the show, it's out there because it's real, you know. But the doctrine seems sound to me. I favor conservative stuff. I think you guys that are right wing are more in line with my ultimate view, which is to follow God. I think there's an absolute ruler. Yeah, left. I'm sure there's left wing Christians and stuff like that. But if
I
they are, you
mean,
don't hear about them.
well, that's the thing. They're only, I don't even know how to say that without sounding bad, but is they're only their view of being a Christian is going to church every Sunday.
Right,
That's just
right.
that's just that's as far as it goes. But Monday through Saturday, they're liberal, pro abortion, pro
Pro this, pro that. You
Yeah.
can't put bad guys in jail. You
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got you know they deserve to be on have bond and all. Okay, this is total. And we want refuge cities. We want. It's just totally crazy. We want to teach our kids to change their DNA. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all don't see that that's wrong.
No,
You can't
apparently they
see that
don't.
this stuff
Yeah.
is wrong. Parents don't have to give consent anymore. Kids can. This is wrong, folks. It's
Yeah.
simply wrong. Parents are in charge of their kids, not the doggone government.
Yeah.
It's weird to me that we even have that this even an issue. You
Yeah.
know,
It's, yeah.
it's
It,
weird. So, and
and
that don't mean every left wing person believes what I just said, but it
no, yeah,
has to. But when
absolutely not.
you vote for these bad boys, you own the same thing. If you vote for a mug that believes in um that believes in whatever it is is out there, then you go along. Even with Trump, if I vote for Trump, that means I support on paper. I support his actions. And he got
Yeah.
my vote. Whatever he does, he blow up a little boat out there. Could have been a fishing boat, but if he blew that mug up, hey, that's your horse. And if it was wrong, I need to stand up and say it was wrong. Hey, you know what? My horse was wrong. That action he took was wrong.
Yeah.
I can't just back him because I voted for him. No. If you do something wrong, I need to call it out. That's just
That's
it.
fact.
You're the
You
same
know.
thing. Your horse do something that's wrong, you need to call it out. You need to be an American and call it out. That was wrong, Mr. President, sir.
Hmm.
Your actions that you took was wrong.
Yeah.
And that's me.
You're absolutely, and we all, it's just like, when your team wins or loses, when they mess up, you got to, you know, it, it's they got to call them out,
You gotta
man.
call
It's
it
like,
out.
yeah.
Hey, over the years, Dallas have won a lot of games, and they've won some games that was dubious, in my opinion. That needed an
Hmm.
asterisk beside that game. I've seen some things as a Dallas fan. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't think that was right,
Yeah. There's been
and I will
many
admit it.
missed calls or calls that went
Yeah,
away that,
holding, yeah,
yeah.
pushing off, or whatever the thing. I don't like when my team win in an unethical manner.
Yeah.
I want them to win because they had a better
No,
scheme, better
that's the way it
pass
should
work.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, not just they won. They went ugly, like the Patriots knew. And I know George Willis is probably watching the show. He's one of the guys that watch. He's a Patriot fan. You
Yeah.
got about three. You got multiple Super Bowls, but you got some asterisks. You got Deflate Gate.
Oh yeah.
Brady got instead of throwing a frozen missile, his football was real soft and catchable.
Mm.
You got a couple gates out there. You got Spygate, so it's some dubious
Watergate.
things.
Yeah,
Watergate.
there's good. There's a ton of stuff, but on that
Yeah.
note, we have about a minute left. I'm gonna hit my little timer here.
Hmm.
Final thoughts. What you got?
That's it, man. Hey, you guys keep being good Americans, serve God, and treat one another the way you want to be treated. I'm glad to be back.
Word. Yeah, I'm glad to have you back. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Hey, if you think about it, if you can, hit the like button. Leave a comment if you want to hear our opinions on stuff. We're always open to, open book, if you will. But on that note, everybody take care. Bud, glad to have you back. Hope your phone's problems
I'm good. I got
went
other
great.
problems, but I'm good.
Yeah. So on that note, everybody have a great week. We'll catch you on the next one, and God bless.
God bless.